What have smartphones killed off? The ability to look where you're walking, especially when you cross the road. I tripped over my little grandson in December after some idiot on their phone walked over the top of him and my grandson fell in front of me. I did a commando roll over the top of him, so I didn't flatten the poor little tyke and somehow managed to break a bone in my foot. The idiot didn't even notice, let alone stop. He then stepped out onto the road without looking and nearly got flattened. I would not have been heartbroken to have seen him commando roll over someone's bonnet. MP3 players, GPS map devices, clocks and watches, mini flashlights. A lot of shit. Yes, those devices and gadgets still exist at all price points. You can still get shitty or uber expensive MP3 players. There are still GPS map devices. Clocks and watches still exist, either for cheap or for a lot of money. However, for the vast majority of smartphone users, the smartphone has taken the place of all those things and more. Shame and embarrassment. I used to feel embarrassed if I accidentally knocked something over in the grocery store while not paying attention. Of milk out in the dairy aisle while singing opera music and twerking. Broadcast it for clout, then bring a suit against the grocery store for harassment when security guards show up to kick them out. Working a problem out over time. Now people just Google it and move on. Before, you'd get a question stuck in your head and it would bug you forever trying to find the answer. Many times the journey taught you more than the goal. Now people encounter problems that can't be Googled. They panic and either freeze or run around like a nut job. RIP to the mysterious world of getting lost. Thanks to smartphones, the era of wrong turns, unexpected adventures, and pretending to understand maps is officially 6 feet under. Nah. Even getting lost feels too organized. Nostalgic for the days when lost meant stumbling upon hidden gems, not just waiting for Google Maps to reroute. Cults, they still exist and will always exist, but they're becoming increasingly difficult to maintain. Since information is easier than ever to get, some guy on the street wants to recruit you to his group. Well, let's look them up on our smartphone. Oh, they were involved in this scandal and they believe this. No thanks. Telephone banking. Banks invested heavily in call centers so customers could contact them instead of going to a branch and manage their day-to-day banking needs, transfers, etc. Banking apps replaced all of these as people prefer to using an app over calling for the majority of things. Oars, cameras, radios, compasses, watch, calendars, e-book readers, iPods and music players, landlines, maps, MP3 players, reference books, notebooks, photographic skill and interpersonal communication. The need for a PC to access the internet. Prior to smartphones, if you wanted access to the net, you'd need either a laptop or PC. Nowadays, hell, if you wanted to, you can type up a document on Word on your phone. Need to do online banking, phone. Need to book tickets on a website, phone. iPods were ubiquitous from about 2000 to about 2009. I went to high school in a relatively affluent area, and by about 2004 or 2005, almost everyone had one. There was 1 year that half the people I knew got a Nano for Christmas. I don't know a single person with an iPod now. A dramatic hang-up. With a lot of landlines and older flip cell phones, you could hang up or answer the phone dramatically. You can't do that with any smartphones. Unless, I guess, you throw the phone at something hard or into a body of water. But then you have no phone. A duck is not faster than a chicken on ice. Nah. You can find a video or a data about things like that in a few minutes. I lived this nights with my friends, spending hours passionately fighting. Pay phones. Paper maps, letters, watches, cameras, hard copy photos, alarm clocks, scanners, printers, bank teller transactions, even some ATM deposits, paper coupons, paper books. Garage door openers, some keys, the phone number for time and movie times. Ability to retain any information. Also, people's ability to trust another person's comments unless it comes with 7 different Google approved sources regardless of how reasonable or rational their comment. Having a debate in the pub about a random fact or trying to remember who that one person was in that movie. You just look it up instantly now. I remember at home my mum would get out the Encyclopedia Britannica if there was some kind of debate going on. Oaks, address books, phone books, dictionaries, cameras, calculators, compasses, MP3 players, radios, navigation systems, voice recorders, scanners, wallets, loyalty cards, train tickets, prescriptions. What did I forget? Memory. Read how as a population our recall sucks due to being dependent on Google. I've caught myself wondering about a fact. Say historic learned in school repeatedly. I'll Google it to make sure I remember. While we've got a little. Bar bets. I'm just old enough to have seen smartphones become popular just after I had been old enough to drink. The conversations around random factoids died out really fast, since you could just Google the thing for proof. I think it's definitely like relationships to a certified degree. You won't meet your partner at a coffee shop on a Tuesday. They are in 14 online dating apps, and with unregulated dopamine they can't commit to anything. Home landlines. Makes more sense for a household to cut the landline bill and provide mobile. I mean, everybody has one nowadays. There is no need for a main phone. Most if not all rentals don't have one anymore. Payphones. I haven't come across a working payphone in probably 10 years, and it's rare to even see a non-working one still installed. When I do come across a payphone, I still check to see if it's working though. Smothering the truth. There's always someone with a phone that will start filming and someone will get it on a website, and everyone in the world sees, without a reporter or the wealthy owners of a newspaper. Random conversation in public. Now it feels awkward to just stand around doing nothing in public. I feel the compulsive need to pull out the phone and do something with it rather than look around at things. Privacy. Being out of touch. Being present in everyday situations. The enjoyment of just making shit up off the top of your head without having to query the world. Brain before continuing a conversation. Pondering on whatever topic, crucial or trivial. I find that I'm not doing it as much as I should, and again this is not just due to smartphones but the multiple avenues where I can entertain myself. I cannot remember the last time I saw a phone book. They used to be delivered to our door once a year. That stopped, and I can't remember exactly when. Wonder. There's no wonder left in the world. Have a question? Just pull out your phone and a quick search gives you the answer. Or at least an answer that you will believe until told otherwise. Newspapers. My grandparents used to get them all the time, and now they don't even deliver them anymore. I used to love reading the comics when I went over to their house. It's a bummer. The local one are photoshops from Konica. Fuji, Agfa and Kodak could get enlargements, reprints and posters done. Very few of these businesses survived the 2000s. Privacy and the unknown. Wondering out loud about something and just not knowing the answer. Imagination and wonder are being replaced by scrolling and switching between apps. A lot of privacy. I find it so intrusive that everyone is walking around with a video camera in their pocket, and the ability to record and invade someone else's privacy. The knowledge of how to pirate things. Many younger people don't have an actual computer, and pirating is much harder and impossible in some cases on mobile devices. Basic knowledge of general topics. We have nearly unlimited access to a trove of information, yet people don't know how to change a flat, spell words, or tell time. The blind typing. I used to type SMS messages with my old Siemens phone in public transport while keeping it in my pocket. I can't pull the same trick nowadays. People's ability to remember phone numbers. I used to have so many stored in my head. Now I don't even know my wife's cell, it's in my phone. Social life. Literate people, cinemas, nightclubs, access to music, manual skills, basically everything that's fun and keeps you out of depression. Happiness. I'm going with that one. Smartphones don't get all the credit. That I don't think we were evolutionarily meant to have these. Killed of alarm clocks. calendars and home phones. Only time you see someone insist on using all the above are the old folks. Knowing how to do simple math. I was told I'd never have a calculator in my pocket, but guess who's laughing now, Mrs. Hilmer? The ability to make eye contact feel normal. Just wait in line anywhere and try to make eye contact with anyone around you. Phones, obviously cameras, transistor radios, Walkmans, personal CD players, time phone lines, personal portable TVS, compact cameras, Walkman, iPod, portable recorders, answering machines, brain, attention spans, conversations, dating, maps. As recently as 2011, I would dust off the old paper map and go in on a road trip, but I haven't bothered lately. The iPod, technically killed off by the smartphone, except for the small niche community keeping its memory alive, the separate GPS, and partly killed off the casual camera. It also killed off the separate portable music player, the ability to go through awkward situations without resorting to using your smartphone as a mode of escape. Digital cameras. Was looking for ages trying to find one for my kid, but they only had really fancy ones. Non-professional cameras. Used to take one whenever we went anywhere interesting. Now there's no need. My muscles now that I have all my books at my fingertips and don't have to carry lots at a time. Critical thinking and creative problem solving. A lot of mental functions handed off to Google. Pornographic magazines. Granted, there are still some. Can't compete with the free porn online. Using the copy machine in the uni library to copy pages you need out of academic journals. Social interaction with people or friends as way to focus looking checking our phones. Everyday wristwatches. Pocket calculators. Small point and shoot cameras, answering machines.